Thank you for watching this regional forecast for the Canadian Prairie. I'm Andrew Pritchard, meteorologist with Nutrien Ag Solutions. Well, as we talk about temperatures, we're unfortunately going to be watching another wave of cooler air move in, especially in the 6 to 10 day time frame. We'll keep things near average, slightly above average over the next several days, but then again, heading into next week, watching for some cooler air to settle in across the prairie. Got some opportunities for some snow to talk about, real crippling snowstorms, but again, everyone with the opportunity to pick up a few centimeters at least, heavier as you head off toward the west across portions of central and southern Alberta. We'll talk about that here in just a moment as well. So you look at the satellite picture here early on Wednesday morning, we can see flow coming around the top of a ridge across the Pacific. Northwest flow across the prairie. You've got a disturbance right now bringing some light snow to portions of the prairie, some snow showers ending in Edmonton, moving into the Saskatoon and Regina area as we head through the morning hours. Even some very light snow flurries possible across central and southern portions of Manitoba as we head through the day today. Now, as we look at the high-resolution Canadian model, just timing out the next couple of days, we'll bring it back to this Wednesday morning. Again, watching those light snow flurries continue across much of the prairie. Just off and on, very light snow flurries possible. As we head into the overnight, we'll see a more well-defined kind of compact storm system make its way through central portions of Alberta. Edmonton seeing some snow during the overnight hours. This will gradually move off to the east-southeast during the overnight and early morning hours on Thursday, bringing snow primarily to this corridor here from central Alberta into southern portions of Saskatchewan. But surrounding areas still have the opportunity for some very light snow flurries, maybe a trace to a light coating of snow in surrounding areas. So as we take it all the way through the day on Thursday, I was kind of talking as we moved through that. Starting sunrise on Thursday right now, that's snow hugging the southern portion of the Alberta and Saskatchewan border. As we head into the mid part of the afternoon on Thursday, that's snow again over the same region, again, anywhere from the Edmonton area all the way down toward Regina and Brandon. The potential to see some very light snow flurries as we head through Thursday afternoon, tapering off again to at least hit or miss light flurries during the overnight into Friday morning. Total snow accumulation during that period, so taking it through the Wednesday-Thursday time frame, this animation or this image goes through midnight on Thursday night, Friday morning, again seeing that swath of highest amounts around 4 to 8 centimeters, perhaps, probably more like 4 to 6, locally higher, but again right in that corridor from central Alberta into central and southern Saskatchewan with some light snow possible all the way over toward Winnipeg, where a couple of centimeters of snow are possible as well over the next 48 hours. Now again, let's look at the pattern. You're noticing this ridge that continues to reinforce itself in this general area, but as we head into next week, we begin to dig a trough into this region. You see the flow kind of being forced down. There's that trough that comes in during the middle and later part of next week, and that's what brings some cooler air into the region. As we take a look at the flow around that, again, the very strong jet stream winds coming up and over the top of that ridge, you start to see disturbances, though, these little troughs, the U shape coming up and over the top, kind of riding this storm track, and that's going to bring the chance for some snow every couple of days as we head through the next 7 days or so. Here's a trough right there. Here comes another one, and then we see it build into that bigger trough by the end of next week. So what happens with the temperatures? Again, near average, slightly warmer than average, with the exception of some cooler temperatures across Manitoba as we get the loop started. But then as we transition into the middle part of next week, that's when we see those cooler temperatures working their way in. Again, keeping things near average as we head through the weekend, getting into the February 10th time frame right now. Again, primarily near average or warmer than average, just a couple of degrees warmer than average, so no heat wave by any stretch of the imagination. A couple degrees warmer than average in February. It is still plenty cold in the Canadian Prairie. But then that's when we make the big transition here as we head into the middle and the later part of next week, bringing in much colder than average temperatures here. And again, much colder than average in February in the Canadian Prairie is quite cold. So we have that to look forward to as we head into the next 6 to 10 days. Again, here's a look at some of the precipitation that's going to be coming up and over the top of this ridge. You can kind of watch the flow doing something like this. We'll bring it back, watching that first wave make its way through. That brings the snow Wednesday into Thursday. Watching things kind of quiet down as we head into the weekend. Saturday and Sunday going to be mostly dry, maybe some snow flurries, very, very, very light, with the exception being across southern portions of Alberta. That's where a storm system sneaks off to the south, could bring some accumulating snow to southern portions of Alberta over the weekend. Otherwise, we continue to head into early next week with northwest flow across the region, bringing these intermittent chances for a trace to 4 or 5 centimeters of snow. Another one to watch here as we head into the Monday and Tuesday time frame. So this is the name of the game, the northwest flow coming up and over the top of that ridge, just bringing every couple of days a chance for maybe a trace to 4 or 5 centimeters of snow. quick hitting rounds of snow, but not talking about the big heavy burial, blizzard type snow systems. So again, just kind of timing this out, watching the storm systems track up and over the top of that ridge, again with intermittent chances for light accumulating snow across the region. Total snow through Monday. Looking at, again, this swath here from central Alberta into central and southern Saskatchewan being the frequent spot here, or the highlighted spot, where maybe over the next week we're talking about 4 to 8 centimeters of snow, locally higher amounts. Elsewhere across the prairie, though, not completely quiet. There will be the chance for that trace to a few centimeters of snow at the very least, with every 2 to 3 days bringing those chances for some flurries. So a finishing look at the temperatures across the region. Calgary, you will be hovering right around freezing, a couple degrees above or below over the next few days. The temperatures fall as we head into Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of next week. Similar looks elsewhere. Edmonton right around freezing until we get to the middle part of next week. Highs down to the negative 15 mark as we head into the February 11th, 12th, and 13th time frame. Saskatoon jumping around, hovering around negative 5 degrees for your afternoon highs, lows around negative 15 by the time we get to next week. Afternoon highs in negative 15 to negative 17 range, overnight lows back to around negative 25. Regina, similar story, and then as we jump over to Winnipeg, a little bit further away there, so we actually get the warm up a little bit later. We're seeing those warmest temperatures over the weekend before we cool down around the same time, February 11th, 12th, and 13th. That looks like right now when the next wave of cooler air moves in. We'll, of course, have time to watch that as we get closer, but that is what you have to look forward to right now. Again, every couple of days, a chance for a little snow, central Alberta into central and southern Alberta into southern Saskatchewan. That's where you got the best chance for a little bit heavier snow as we head through the next 5 to 7 days. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you again on Friday.